And we are back with another episode of a podcast. Of course, today's guest is HeroicHat, another FGC TikToker. He goes through his whole entire fighting game and content origin story, and we talk a lot about Persona 4 Arena and why we want another fighting game. Enjoy. Yeah, we're live. HeroicHat, welcome to my podcast.
Hello.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right. I've had a day today. I've been trying to get my phone fixed for like 3 days straight, and I finally got it fixed. But now the front camera doesn't work, so that's.
Wait, what was wrong with it?
So I have there's a story behind it. So,
let's hear the story.
There's a story behind it. So, when I was younger, I was actually struck by lightning. Right?
You lie.
So, no, I'm not. I swear.
What?
Not only once, but twice. In my young life, I've been struck by lightning twice.
Please tell me you play the lottery like every day.
My doctor has told me I should play the lottery. I still haven't to this day. I should because Mother Nature's out to get me or something.
Okay.
But instead of getting the cool scars that people get when they get struck by lightning, I get muscle spasms in my hand.
Okay.
Yes. So it's the worst. Because every so often my hand will just kind of do that.
Yeah.
And I just can't use it for like a minute or two, right? So going into that, so I randomly got a muscle spasm. I dropped my phone and cracked the screen, right? Mm. But it was fine. It was just a cracked screen. I was going to deal with it. But then my dog, one of my dogs, my little princess Mila, she got on the bed, and I had my phone on my bed, and I was talking to my wife. And she loves to just kind of burrow under the blankets, but she doesn't realize that she's just throwing the blankets over her. So I had my phone in her path of destruction.
Okay.
And she threw the phone, launched it across the room, and it fell just hard enough where the screen, the middle of the screen, was like a dead zone, and I couldn't do anything with it.
Oh.
So I've been going through this trial for 3 days of trying to get this phone fixed, and I finally got it fixed, but now the front camera doesn't it works, but it's blurry, so
sure
makes it a little hard to do selfies and record a couple TikToks that I was planning, but it's whatever.
Do you want me to record something to you and you can just post it?
Nah, I got it.
I have a captain's hat. We could pull something off. It's not as cool as your hat, but
man, it's oh man, I love this hat so much.
Yeah,
it's so good. But yeah, no, it's a minor inconvenience at best, so it's all good.
Good stuff. All right, so let's get into this. Well, first off, I want to say thank you for bearing with me because I know I haven't been the easiest to get a hold of. I asked you to do this podcast last week, and I just ignored your messages for 3 days. I'm so sorry. No. I'm a bad person. But
it's cool because I assumed the whole time you were busy. And then I hit you up, and then I looked at your status on Discord, and you're just playing multiplayer. So I'm dude, what the hell?
Yeah, that's why I'm busy.
You are busy, I guess.
Yeah, I'm already. It's right here. You can't see it, but I got my pad for my review of it right now. That I gotta set that up relatively soon. But I feel you. Taz needs nerfs. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no!
All right. So first of all, I always ask, what or how did you get to TikTok? But I'm gonna actually break that today because I just need to know about your name and the hat. So how do we get to HeroicHat?
All right. So the name HeroicHat actually came from when I was in college, right? I used to be a game design student at the Art Institute.
Okay.
So in between classes, me and a bunch of friends would, we got into Yu-Gi-Oh pretty heavy, right? And, me being the kind of person that I am, I kind of fell in love with the elemental hero archetype. Mm-hmm. So that was just my whole thing. I would build nothing but elemental heroes. And a couple of friends just kind of put two and two together because I wore hats all the time. Just because, why not, right? So it just kind of evolved from Hat Kid to HeroicHat Man, and I just kind of plateaued at HeroicHat, and I just it stuck for 20 years at this point. It stuck. So it's the origin story that is not as grand as everybody would like to make it.
That's still
out to
awesome
be.
though.
Yeah, but it works and I love it. So I'm just rolling with it, and it's actually recognizable. People actually recognize me as Heroic Hat now,
Yeah.
and it's great. I love it.
I'm so guilty of definitely reading your name, because you actually were one of the first people I actually featured in my wrap up of FGC TikTok of the week. So I have like a YouTube series where you did a video it got me. Like I was like giggling super hard after, and I definitely at that point thought your name was HeroicHat.
You're not the first person, who said that.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I correct people and sometimes I don't, because it's funny to me. I don't know why it is, but
well, it's because I didn't get to talk to you yet, and like if I just spent 2 seconds watching more of your videos, I would have noticed the hat, and I'm like, you know what, maybe it's hat. You know
maybe.
what I mean? Yeah. So speaking of, that's how I got to know you. Is you just were you're part of the new wave of the FGC TikTok community. So let's hear the origin story, man. How did you make your way to TikTok?
So it's actually kind of funny. I hated TikTok for the longest time.
Okay. Me too.
I hated TikTok for the longest time, and not because like whatever interface TikTok uses or like how short the videos tend to be or anything like that. It was just me being a little boomer, like all these kids with the clock talks and the old man yells at cloud and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But for some reason somebody twisted my arm to make a TikTok account. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, yeah, it's so much fun, you should just do it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And nonstop, this man bothered me for 2 months. It's like, make a TikTok account. It's the best thing. I swear to God, you're gonna have fun with it. And I'm like, if I make this TikTok account, will you leave me the hell alone? Mm-hmm. Because at this point, you are calling my job and asking me to make a TikTok account. Like, can you leave me alone? So I made the TikTok account, and then I didn't know what to do with it. I just kind of scrolled the videos and I found funny videos and whatever, blah 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 blah. But then I'm like, I started seeing people promoting Twitch on their TikTok, and I'm like, am I about to promote my Twitch on TikTok? I use TikTok to promote my Twitch. I use TikTok to promote my Twitch.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I fell into it. But I didn't really have like a direction that I wanted to take the TikTok. It was just more like, I got a Twitch channel, and then I do stitches with like other people. But then I'm like, I want to talk about fighting games, because at the time I didn't see a lot of people talking about fighting games on TikTok, and I'm like, ooh, this is a market that I'm just gonna break into it and monopolize this, and it's gonna be great. And then the first FGC video that I put on TikTok was like, all right, let's go ahead and just throw them with all the other FGC dudes. And and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people here. Okay, all right, well, I'm not as original as I thought I was. All right, fine. But it ended up working out because I met some of these guys, and you guys are cool, and I love it here. So it worked out.
I feel we have one of the coolest communities. I definitely do.
It's the best.
There's one thing that I think all fighting game fans have that it's a struggle is someone to play with. That's never going to be a problem being part of this community.
Like I used to struggle to get like my main group of friends to like play a fighting game with me, because I'm that guy in the circle. Mm-hmm. It's like, I play fighting games, and I'm good enough to beat all of my friends at fighting game, but I'll go 0-2 in a tournament real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, but
me too.
But now I could pop up in the Discord and be like, who playing Persona, man? Yeah. and I guarantee like 2 people minimum will be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah. Have you played CFX yet in Persona?
I haven't played him in Persona yet. I played him in Blaze Blue, and he mollywopped me.
Yo, he came in second at the ridiculous. Blaze Blue tournament. Dude, he's clean. he's very good.
Mollywopped me.
He's the kind of level where I know I think CFX is awesome, but I would not learn anything from him at first. Like, I would just be too frustrated losing that hard. Like, same thing with Floki. I can't play Floki to learn. I need to face someone closer to my level and slowly grind up. Right. But like, we have some absolute murderers in this
Oh,
community,
yeah.
dude. We have
Oh,
some
yeah.
like some people that are nasty. You know who Mazaku is?
Yeah, yeah.
Mazaku, he's like the first time I played him in Tekken, I was like, all right, never doing this shit again.
And uninstall.
Yeah. Okay, so you got here through TikTok. You got into the community. You're a content creator, apparently. You got into Twitch. What's your content origin story? How'd you get into just starting to stream?
So, it actually just kind of started with, I play like in my group of friends. I play like I don't play like the normal stuff. Like I don't play COD. I don't play like all these games. I don't play sports games, stuff like that. Most of what my friends would play, I don't normally play. I'm pretty much the fighting games and RPG guy in the group. But they'll occasionally come and ask me about like, yo, what you think about this game? What do you think about that? Like, I know you play fighting games. What about this one right here? Do you think this is a good fit? So I'm thinking like, maybe I just start up a Twitch channel and just stream it and then show my friends, and then they can make their decision from there, right? And then it kind of started taking off a little bit. Like it's not like the biggest stream, like I'm not Maximilian or anything like that, but it started taking off a little bit, and I'm like, you know what, let's take this somewhere, right? So it started kind of evolving from like playing whatever the hell I want to like a random RPG, or just playing Smash for like 5 days in a row. And then it started to focus up a little bit. Like I'll play like what fighting game I'm feeling this week, I'll play that, and then I'll play like Final Fantasy 14. And then now I am starting to play horror games. And if you know me, I hate horror games so much. I don't like to pay money to be scared. So
why are you playing them?
because I have a wife and she loves horror games.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it started because like her favorite franchise is Silent Hill.
Okay.
And she wanted me to get into Silent Hill so bad, and for the longest time I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. You want me to just have a heart attack on stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, all right, what if we do this? Let's do a thing where we'll play this like every Saturday, right? And then we'll do it so like if people donate, they'll buy you a drink, and that should loosen you up a little bit, right? So I'm like, okay, fine, sure, whatever. I'll play this one game through, and then we'll see where it goes from there, right? Sure. So the first game that we played was Silent Hill for the Room, right? And in the beginning, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this at all. And then by the end of the game, I'm like, oh, yo, fucking Silent Hill's awesome, dude. Like, what the fuck? Yo, Silent Hill's amazing. What the hell? And have I been missing out on this? So now it's a regular thing. I haven't been streaming a lot lately because I kind of transitioned into a new job, so I've been trying to figure out scheduling and stuff.
Sure.
But now that I got my schedule now, so Sip and Spook is coming back, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome, and my wife's excited about it because we get to finish Silent Hill 2, and yeah, it's gonna be a good old thing. But yeah, that's pretty much how it kind of evolved. So now it's like I play my fighting games, the things that I love. I play my Final Fantasy 14, and then my wife has her little day where we can play her favorite horror games, and it's been working, so I like that.
Do you do like co-streams with your wife?
I do. So mostly it'll be like just Final Fantasy 14 because she has a whole thing where she'll play like a random ass indie game, which is awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. It's just like a lot of the stuff that she plays, I have like no interest in. Like I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like when we're playing Final Fantasy 14, she'll stream it on her channel, I'll stream it on my channel. We'll just play like us doing roulettes and stuff, and it's awesome. And occasionally we'll find like a game that we can just kind of play together, and we'll co-stream it like that too. And it kind of works. But she's kind of iffy when she streams. It's more of like when she feels like she's able to stream, or when she's up to it mentally to do it, because it is how it be.
Oh yeah,
sometimes you just don't want to do it.
Yeah. I have a buddy who actually does a lot with his wife. He's a streamer, and he brings her on. They do I guess they call them couple streams, where they just play together. They hand
Yeah.
a controller back and forth, and that they are very successful. That's like their big thing. Like they're like apparently that's a whole community now of just playing with your spouse. And,
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know that was the thing. I was like, wow, this is, people. It's a whole community now. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
Be,
I'll link you to. There's probably a Discord out there. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah, yeah. If you find it, let me know, man. I have no problem incorporating that.
Yeah. In fact, I need to get him on this podcast eventually too. All right, so you say you're a fighting game guy, so that makes me really, really happy. So I'm gonna need the fighting game origin story, starting from the very beginning. Where did it start to right now? Give me the whole. I want the both sides of the bread and all the meat, lettuce, and condiments, cheese in the middle.
Yes. Okay. So the journey began like when I was 13-ish. Yeah. 13. So and it's more kind of like I was laterally interested in fighting games, but it's just more like I picked up like Street Fighter 2 for like the first time when I was like 13. I'm like, this is dumb. I don't want to do this. A lot of my origin stories starts with this is dumb. I don't want to do this.
Hey man, you're honest. That's all.
Yeah, but it didn't really pick back up until I was in college again, right? So when I started at the Art Institute, I met one of my best friends who unfortunately is no longer with us. He passed on a few years ago, but he was the guy, right? He was the guy who just beat everybody in school. If you could name a fighting game, he's probably played it, mastered it, has like 3 mains, and could whoop your ass from like 6 ways from Sunday, right? And it was. I didn't think he would like kind of give me any time of day because like again, I didn't really like care about fighting games at the time because it's dumb. That's dumb. I won't do that. But we hit it off because we were working on a class project together, and then we started talking about fighting games. He told me he was really into Tekken, and I was like, I played Tekken once, like 10 years ago maybe, and he's like, dude, let me get you into some Tekken, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll try anything again once, whatever. So we go and we start playing Tekken. I think he was playing Tekken 6. I think it was Tekken 6 at the time. Yeah. Yes, Tekken 6. Yeah. So we're playing Tekken 6, and I'm starting to learn a little bit. Tekken's not my game. I can't. I'll let you know right now. I can't play Tekken for the life of me.
Sure.
But it was still fun because like I could see like in his eyes that like this is his shit. He loves playing this game, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe the reason why I wasn't really getting into fighting games because I didn't find the fighting game for me, right? So I'm just like, all right, hey, let me try a bunch of other fighting games and see where I'm at with it, and then like, can we play like a few rounds of that game? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And not only did he agree to that, he pulled out like he went to his closet, he pulled out a stack of games for me to try.
Sure.
So like, yeah, so it was, he Street Fighter 4. He pulled out Persona 4 Arena. He pulled out Bloody Roar. He pulled out a bunch of games, right? And I no lie, I spent like that whole week going through every single one of those games and just like seeing which one which one clicked. And it turned out like the first game that really clicked for me was Street Fighter 4. And again, I'm terrible at Street Fighter, but
yeah, right.
I'm terrible at it. Like, but I had so much fun with it, right? It was like I was losing, I was getting my ass whooped online, but it was still fun. So I was like, let me try this one out. So I picked up Blaze Blue. I was a little better at Blaze Blue. I'm like, okay, cool, this is good. And then I picked up Persona 4 Arena. That was it. Done. That was that.
This is the one that clicked the most.
That was my game. That was the game. And then Persona 4 Arena Ultimax came out like that next month, and I picked that up, and I was just like, yeah, this is it. No, this is my game. This is done. Yeah, I'm gonna be the Persona 4 Arena Ultimax guy. This is me, right? And no lie, I spent like 4 months just grinding that game and having the time of my life. And me and my guy was playing it. And we were playing Tekken, and we were playing. It was a lot of just me playing this one guy, and then he's like, "Yo, we should go to this tournament up the street this one place, right? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for a tournament, man. That seems a little much, right? Because he's like, no, don't worry about it. You'll do great, right? So I was like, all right, cool. What tournament is it? He's like, it's a Street Fighter 4 tournament. You're gonna do all right. Like these guys are free. It's free. Don't worry about it. You got this. So I go to the tournament, immediately go 0-2. I got hyped up so bad, but he's like, all right, cool. So I lied to you. You were gonna get washed. I'm like, why'd you do that? He's like, how do you feel? I'm like, I don't feel bad. He's like, good. Remember that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, because you're gonna use that and you're gonna try to get better. And he was right. I did. I got way better at Street Fighter 4, and it was great. But then left college. We still kept in touch. Everything was cool. But then like I kind of fell out of it after he passed, right? Because I'm just like,
I can imagine
a lot. Yeah, I especially with Tekken. To this day, I still can't really play Tekken like that. Not because I suck. It's just because a lot of my fighting game experience is tied to this one guy, and him just him passing kind of like did it for me for a while. But then I after a while I just kind of needed that kick to feel good again, and then I picked up Persona 4 Arena Ultimax again. And just started playing it, started feeling good, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I can't just keep trying to be sad about this. He wouldn't want that. I don't like this. So get back on the horse, man. Get back on the horse. Do it.
I want to like just mention something there because like you say, like Persona 4 is definitely your game, right?
Yes.
I think that's crazy because you know how like rare it is for like a fighting game player to find their game.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of people in this community that they have a genre they definitely enjoy more than the other, but like, there are people who are far superior than I am in most fighting games, but they don't have a game they just want to grind. Like, I'm a crazy person. I can go back to playing Injustice 2 right now in this play for hours, days, and be completely content with finding the one person every couple hours on matchmaking or going to a Discord. I have no problem. I love it. I love all that shit. And having a game that is like yours, I think is so rare, but it like when you do have that game, it just makes your life so much better. And I'm very happy that you have it feels so good having your own game. And not many people have it, man. Like they say they like games more, they can give you like a top 3, but when you have the game that's yours, man, God, it feels good.
And like that's why that game is my favorite game, because like that game pulled me out of a dark space, like legit. Sure. So like I'm like, okay, so where do I go from here, right? So now fast forward to me being the FGC guy in my group of friends, and now I'm starting to incorporate myself in more FGC stuff. I'm watching more pro players on YouTube and Twitch and stuff. I'm practicing, playing online a lot, going out into locals, and now I'm just like, dude, what if I like talked about it more, right? What if I talked about fighting games to like my friends and like anybody who would listen, honestly? What if I did that? And that's just kind of the rabbit hole I've been kind of falling down ever since.
Sure.
So like, how can I talk to more people about fighting games?
You just gave me an idea for a video, by the way. Thank you.
So it became my whole personality for a lot of people. It's just here comes David. He's going to talk about fighting games. Here he goes.
Yeah, what did you play this week?
Yeah, right. How much Smash did you play, bro? Like when like how did you do that tournament? What's going on, man?
Did you you mentioned Smash a couple times. Are you a Smash player as well?
I am, yeah. I haven't lately because just I don't know, something just didn't click with me lately with Smash. I'm getting back into it now. Yeah. But yeah, I fell off for a little while. Yeah.
I know, like I have nothing against Smash. Like I see Smash as a very fun competitive game, right?
Yes.
So I'm not getting into the debate if it's a fighting game or not. But like, I think if someone casually wants to like run some sets, I'm always down to play Smash. Like it's just a fun game to play. You know what I mean? And you mentioned Persona 4. I'm assuming just assuming, I could be wrong, but you probably like fingers crossed for Persona 5 Arena 2 then, right?
Man, let me tell you, bro. Man. So I'm a big Persona nerd, right?
Sure.
I'm a hold on. A big Persona
Ah,
nerd, right?
Joker's
Big
best.
Persona
Right.
nerd. Yeah. So I played pretty much every Persona game known to man, and I'm sitting here like, why is it only Persona 4? Why can't?
Yeah.
Why is it? Well, I mean, I guess Persona 3 as well, because there's Persona 3 characters. But
Yeah.
like there's 1 and 2 and 5 and Q. There's so many good characters that would have such great movesets that it is like, in my mind, it is a crime that it has not even be considered that, like, not even like DLC for like the main characters for like 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And not even a whisper of like Joker just showing up in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, right? Not even like a crumb of like a hint of Joker, despite the fact that
he'll show up in Smash, but not in his own fighting game.
Right. Besides the fact that he's in like 600 different mobile games at this point, like you like, not for your own game though. Okay, I mean that makes sense, I guess.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a shoo-in. Like that we were going to get Persona 5, because like I think it was last year they announced that Persona 5 had like X amount of games they're working on. One of them ended up being Royal. The other one was what's the
Strikers.
And in the back of my mind, I saw that announcement and I'm like, oh, there's no way they're not making one. This is before DNF Duel got announced, right? So I was like, oh, dude, we're golden. Persona 5 Arena is definitely gonna happen.
It makes the most sense in my mind, right? And then like nothing.
Yeah, it's so depressing.
Joker's in Smash though.
Yeah. I mean, like Noctis, cool. Like it's crazy that we have all these other characters in other fighting games, right? Like we got like Noctis in Tekken. We got like what is it? Joker in Persona or in Smash Bros. But we can't like. They have other games. They have like like we have Dissidia, right? Which is, if you want to consider that a fighting game, like it. Yep. See, is it? We don't kind of. It's now turned into a mobile game. But yeah, dude, I think I would get into a Persona 5 more because I never played Persona 4. I'll be completely honest. Never played 4 or 3. Right. So I've never played either. So going into Persona 5, I didn't beat Persona 5 yet. I just haven't got to that point. Like I'm very far in the game, but I have a connection to all of those characters, right? So if they made Persona 5, and because if I'm correct, Persona 5 was the best selling. Dude, you just have a gold mine, because all those people will buy it because they think it's. Most people have this idea that most fighting games are Smash related games, so they pick it up and like it's not. However, the Persona games is more Blaze Bluey, you know what I mean? So it's like it's not exactly a fighting game per se. It's a little bit easier. Like the inputs are not as difficult as like say like a Street Fighter or like a Tekken game. So like in my eyes, I think it's a little bit easier. It's a better those games, at least the Blaze Blue and on a lesser extent Guilty Gear games. They're a little bit easier to introduce people into fighting games, especially when you have an IP as popular as Persona. Dude, I think that would have been awesome if they did that.
It would have been like. It would have been the easiest like money that they've ever made. Like I don't understand. But you know, I don't make decisions over Atlas, so it's whatever.
I guess so.
Unfortunately,
wasn't like, if I'm correct, didn't like Morrigan get added into something recently? Is not Morrigan? The cat,
Morgana.
Morgana. He got added into something.
He was Morgana got added. Like the last thing that I saw Morgana get added to was Dragalia Lost, which a mobile game. So I don't know if he was putting anything else.
It was Yakuza. Morgana was in Yakuza in some way. I don't remember how, but he wasn't. Yeah, it was because it was Sega and Atlas. It was somehow added into that. I forgot what it was, but it was somehow added in there. Now I remember that.
Wonder. Okay.
I could be wrong. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. I don't remember.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Okay. So your tournament, I'm assuming, did you go back to that tournament, or have you gone to other tournaments recently? Are you getting back into locals? Like, how have you done in like the competitive aspect of fighting games?
So right now, like, because there's a whole like pandemic right now, right?
Sure. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
aware.
yeah, yeah. So unfortunately, I haven't really been dipping into like locals like for like the past couple years just because of that. And if it was just like me, I would have like I would have braved it because I got vaccinated, I got my shots, I got the masks,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
But it's because like there's a couple people in my family that I frequent that are very immunocompromised,
Sure.
and same thing on my wife's side, so I kind of just don't want to risk that.
That's
um
100% fair. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, so I didn't want to risk that. It's a little bit calmer now, so I got a little bit more like freedom to go do that. Now it's just more so finding locals
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Finding locals
uh
is a nightmare.
yeah.
Like
Oh my god.
I was actually thinking about when things get to the point where they're officially good.
Yes.
Whatever the big game, like Strive as an example, I was like ready. I'm like, okay, we're gonna start doing this. Like that was in my mind. I was ready. Like we're gonna start figure out local, like make a Facebook page, like upstate New York fighting game community, and like all right, let's find a place. Let's start doing this on a monthly basis. I was ready. I was ready to do it, and I'm just taking it a little bit, taking a break too. But when it happens, maybe it's gonna be DNF duel. But I'm ready to go full in with that.
Oh yeah, same here. Especially because like there's a couple of games that I kind of want to just run. Games like Grand Blue that like Grand Blue got such a bad lot. Oh my god, it has so many things working against it. The time that it released was all wrong. No rollback. Oh my god, it was just
That game should literally have a tag next to it called "the game that didn't catch a break."
right.
Like it's the game released, I believe, a month after the pandemic started. The
Yes.
Grand Prix got canceled. E3, the Evo spot got canceled and taken away. It had no Grand Tour. It doesn't have rollback netcode. It actually got shat on pretty hard at the beginning of its release because like it had easy buttons, like easy inputs, and people like hated that because the fighting game community refuses to let anything new happen. And,
Right. Oh my god. Why don't you want more people to play the
Yeah.
games?
and honestly, it's a solid game. I get stuck. I love combos, the combo modes, and they have a really fun like complete the combos, and dude, I can sit and play that for hours. Like
it's such a good game.
Yeah, it's so
such a
solid.
good
Also,
game.
like it's such a pretty game. It's one of the
my God.
prettiest games we have. And I'll even go on a limb here. I think it's just as good, if not as pretty, as Strive right now. And like,
Yes.
because
Oh my
like
God.
it's just gorgeous looking. The opening screen is great. You know what I mean? Like I know there's like the IP connected to Guilty Gear, but man,
Dude,
you know what?
like, have you
I'll
seen
say it.
those
I'm a
supers?
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus stan. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, have you seen those supers? Those are the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Good God, man.
Are you? How close are you to New York?
About 8 hours.
Oh, dude, if you're 8 out, dude, we're gonna play Grand Blue. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's not
let's
far.
go.
If it's that close, if we're that close, we're fine. We definitely can play.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, we definitely can play. As long as you're not. If you were like Florida, I'd be like,
No.
we're,
Like
then that go a
upper
little bit
Atlanta.
rough. Yeah.
Upper Atlanta, like so we're good.
Oh yeah,
like,
you're fine. Yeah.
Upper Atlanta plus I got fiber. We're good, baby. We're good.
If you're dude, if you're near Atlanta, you're right next to Drew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Drew,
Oh, shit.
he goes to the Atlanta FGC community stuff too. So like when things start opening up, you should get in touch with him.
Oh hell
He
yeah.
probably goes to that stuff all the time. See,
hell yeah. I'm
FGC
gonna come up with
TikTok,
Drew.
man,
Yeah,
we have
Here we
people
go,
everywhere.
baby. Here we go.
We got people everywhere. Now, with that said, most of us are East Coast, Best Coast. But no coast, no kings, combo breaker. Yeah. Okay. So this is an interview, Phil. Stop getting sidetracked. What other games outside of fighting games do you play? You said RPGs. Is it mainly? You said Persona, Final Fantasy. Anything else? Are you a shooter guy? Like, give me the line of other games you play. What does your Steam library look like?
Oh man, my Steam library is a travesty. Oh, that backlog is horrendous, man. Out of my most played stuff, we got of course Final Fantasy 14, which is like, oh really, only 1,500 hours. Okay, I thought it was more than that. But I got Monster Hunter Rise, Persona 4 Golden, Sonic, every Sonic known to man, just about. A couple of Tales games because I love those. Tales of Rise is great. Symphonia is awesome. Um, let's see what else. What else am I playing? Oh, let me pull this thing up real quick. Hold on. Chrono Trigger. I like to play Chrono Trigger every now and again.
That's my all-time favorite game.
Yeah, man.
Too bad that Steam version's trash.
It is. Oh,
it's so bad. It's easier to do an emulator. Like, I know it sounds horrible. It's better to emulate the game. Sorry,
but yeah,
Square, get your shit together, man. It's the most popular. It's one of the best RPGs of all time, and it has one of the worst versions on Steam.
And you blew it.
Yeah,
you blew it. I like roguelikes too. So Binding of Isaac, Nuclear Throne. What's the other one? One Step from Eden. I love those games.
Okay.
I like I do play a couple of shooters, but it's just kind of like. It's got to be like not super intense, so like COD is like way out of the question because every time I pick up a COD game, I'm just like, this is gross. I don't like this.
I like my battle royales because to me they're brainless.
Yeah,
so, I like playing brainless shooters, if that makes sense. Where I don't have to try, I can just hold down a trigger. You know what I mean? That's what I like about them.
Dude, I'm with you on that. Like I have been I've actually been playing like the Final Fantasy battle royale. First Soldier.
Okay.
It's actually kind of legit. I hate that it's only mobile, but like it's kind of legit. I'm not mad at it.
Sure.
I got back into Fortnite recently.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah, and I saw you guys start playing Fortnite. I'm like, man, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, so like Fortnite wasn't as bad as I remember it being for some reason. Yeah, like because before, like I hated the fact that like I shot a guy once and he turned into like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah, that should. Dude, I'm never gonna go back to that mode. Like as long as they keep that mode, I will never go back to it. Never. I'll never go back to it.
Yeah, they put the Zero build in there now, and I'm just like, yo, this is it. This is the one.
Yep.
This is I'm back in, baby. But yeah, no.
Like people are like building like a second building, a pool, like a place that only does your laundry. Like it's
right. They built a whole senior center. Like dude, the grenade didn't even touch you. Like, what are you doing? Like,
you shoot once too. Like it doesn't hit. They just see the bullet. It's like,
what the hell? Like, what the hell, dude?
Like, I have seen that and just walked away. And they don't fight either. Like, I just like see it and I'm like, all right, I'm deuces, I'm out.
They wait for you to keep engaging, and I'm just like, no.
Well, see, that was the thing I love. That's what got me into it long enough is because I am a sucker for good guest characters in games, right?
Yeah.
If you put the right IP in there to promote it, I got guilty with Godzilla and Kong with Call of Duty. I've been playing with my buddies at work. That's their game.
It's like, and I get it. Like I'm not, I'm not hating on anybody that plays COD. I get it. It's just it's not me. Like it feels bad. It feels bad to play.
They added Lara Croft. Tomb Raider is one of my all-time favorite games. I love me some Tomb Raider. So when they added her, the whole season was all about the shotgun and burning everything. So and you could build if you didn't have stone or metal, you would just shoot the arrow, and everyone was using wood in the beginning builds. So you'd burn all their stuff away. So to me, I'm like, build as much as you want. Fire arrow. And I was like, I'm good. Sick. I'm good. And that was a lot. That season got me back into Fortnite. Like I was I was hooked because you could counteract or counter all of this bullshit building, and I loved it. Also, you can like train raptors to fight for you and do other crazy shit. That was a lot of fun.
What?
Yeah, that was a fun season, dude. It was a fun season.
Yo, this I missed so much in Fortnite. Like I came back and it was like, Silk Sonic is like their skins that you can use, and I'm like, you mean to tell me I could play as Bruno Mars? What?
Yeah, dude, I play as Cammy.
What?
Yeah, I play as Cammy.
I'm sitting here like, yo, okay, fine, whatever. I'll play Fortnite, and there's like, there's a Sakura skin. I'm like, fine, I'll play Fortnite. And then it's like, there's a Naruto skin. I'm like, all right, fine, I will play Fortnite. And then they're just like, they're like, now you don't have to build anything. I was like, oh, okay, I'll play Fortnite.
It's actually worth that's why I got suckered in through Lara Croft, and that's what got me into it. And then they kept on just adding more things that I wanted. That when I played, that's when they announced Chun-Li and Ryu. I'm like, ugh,
Right.
okay, fine.
Man.
And then after that, like, I think there was a thing for Raven from the Teen Titans. I'm a huge Teen Titans fan while growing up, so I was like, okay. And I just every time I'm about to leave, they announce like Beast Boy. I'm like, come on, like. Then they did Rick and Morty, and I'm like, all right, I just can't win. I guess I'm just playing Fortnite forever.
Let me go ahead and install it now, and I just, whatever, I guess, and now I won't have an excuse to play it. And it was like, yeah, don't build anything. I'm like, I'm in. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Well, we're gonna have to get you on team FGC TikTok. We'll go. You said you got the soccer skin. Well, you can.
So I think I missed it by like a week.
Oh no!
So,
well,
yeah, so
they always
missed
come back around. So
yeah, so I'm just waiting for it to come back around, and it's all good. So I'm not too mad about it.
Yeah. Okay, so you like RPGs? You kind of into shooters. Going back to fighting games for a sec, you said you were mainly a PlayStation, or excuse me, a Persona 4 Arena guy, right?
Yeah, mainly.
You just were in a tournament. You just did Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Well, how were your experiences with that? Like, how did you feel picking it up, learning your character, the tournament, what happened outside the tournament, everything? Let's hear your opinion on what happened there.
Man, so shout out to my life as an RPG. First of all, like that whole tournament arc was amazing. It was the most fun thing I had experienced on TikTok, at all. So shout out to them. So when I decided that I was gonna jump in and sign up for the tournament and do all the videos and all this stuff, which I wish I made more videos for that. It just transitioning into a new job, time just got away. I couldn't do as much as I would like, but it was still fun. And then Skullgirls, I had Skullgirls already. I just never played it because time, right?
Yeah, understandable. Time. Also, that's a game you can't just kind of wing. You know what I mean? You gotta at least learn.
You gotta be in there. So the funny thing about that is how everybody had a month or a month and some change and all that stuff. I basically had about 2 weeks to learn that game.
Yeah,
I had 2 weeks because same thing. Transitioning to the new job, it was taking up all my time, and that game is hard, man. That is a hard game to learn. And to be completely honest, it was so much fun to try to learn that game. I picked up Big Ben, I picked up Eliza, and it was fun. I started picking up some stuff, and I'm like, okay, I got a good handle on it, and then immediately got thrown against Night Guy and just got blown up. And I'm like,
him and his BS umbrella.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I never knew what to do with Umbrella because I reinstalled Skullgirls, and there's just oh, there's DLC. I'm like, I should probably go ahead and pick up the DLC, see if I can train against this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did not see an Umbrella online at all. So I couldn't get in, and same thing with the time constraints and all this stuff. I didn't get to go to any of the the little training things in the Discords, which is I probably would have picked up something on Umbrella then, but it's the time, right? So it sucked, but it was still a fun tournament because it's the first tournament I played in a couple of months.
They got the juices flowing again, right?
Yeah,
you got everything flowing. I can relate. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, let's do this. I'm getting in here, and I went in with the mindset win or lose, I'm just gonna have fun with it, and I did. Went 0-2, but still Hammy was fun, Night Guy was fun to play against, and then the build up to that, playing our specs for the first time after we've been talking about it for months. We finally did the first 10 in Guilty Gear, and it was fun. Making the videos was fun. Watching everybody else's videos was fun. Team Hollywood was just hilarious because that just that evolved in so many different ways, and I was confused at every corner. I'm like,
you're the reason we actually have gone this way, because you were the one who was like, is there war going on that I'm not aware?
Yeah, and that's when I started really getting into FGC TikTok, because I was just FGC Wendy's popped up, and I'm like, is this the council versus Shay again? I'm ready. I'm ready to go, I guess.
Versus the Vantalord?
Yeah, is Are we doing this? Is this the FGC version? Am I ready to go? Hold on, let me get my fight stick. I guess what's happening?
Yeah. We actually had something that was actually pretty cool there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, you were there last night when I talked with RPG about it over on my stream there. But like, we just want people to have fun, dude. And it's like, for the most part, I think people were having fun. I think some people took it a little bit too seriously. I think they are still taking it too seriously. But like, that is what we're like trying to bring to the table and have fun. And like, you're one of the newest guys in the group, right? And I hope that you feel 100% welcome, because you're part of us now. Like, you're here. Sorry, you're not allowed to leave. So
no. So like, and it's funny because like, especially with like, again, the pandemic started and I just didn't really have anybody to kind of like vibe with as far as fighting games go. So like, before I hit it off with FGC TikTok, I met up with these guys, this group Raw Super, and they're great. Like, they got a whole Discord and everything. Everything's like, the groups that I've met in this journey, like during this pandemic, has been like 100% like amazing.
Sure. Like
the Raw Super guys, FGC TikTok guys, everybody that I've met up until this point for like the past like year, absolute mad lads. You guys are amazing. Like, it's been great. And like when this whole Team Hollywood thing started going off, and then you're just like, yeah, by the way, I'm a fan of yours. I'm like,
I like your stuff. You're good. I'm a sucker for humor. So if you can make me laugh, you immediately win in my book. I used to do stand-up comedy. So like, if I can see that sense of humor in you, I'm like, I want to be surrounded by comedians, because they're always going to try to one-up each other and make you laugh. And that's just a great feeling when you're around people always trying to laugh, because laughing is just, you don't see a bunch of people laughing when they're upset, right? So when you get people to laugh, it means everyone's having a good time, and that's
what you want. You like you want everybody to feel good and everybody's having a good time, and that's really all you want at the end of the day. And this is what I want at the very least, because if anybody is around me having a bad time, then like, I'm having a bad time because like, I'm trying to figure out why they're having a bad time. It's a whole domino effect.
Are you drinking a Baja Blast right now?
Yes.
What's your order at Taco Bell?
I actually got the Mexican pizza. Like,
it's back. It's back.
Yeah.
Stefan Johnson succeeded.
Yeah. Like, I had to, man. It's like, because I loved that thing when I was a kid, and I'm just like, my wife is like, can you get me Taco Bell on your way back home? And I'm like, yeah, it's time.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time.
I'm really lame. I still get like a Crunchwrap Supreme and like three tacos. You get the one, and then I get 3 other ones, and that's my thing. And then a Baja Blast, of course. Every now and then, if I have like a sweet tooth, I get those. I think it's like Cinnabon
Delights.
Dude, there's no reason those should exist. Like,
oh man.
Also, they give you like 4. It's like, come on.
No. I get the 12-pack every time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Like, no. What am I gonna do with 4? What? No. Get out of here.
Yeah. And here's me. Like, I told you before. Like, I bought like one of those little Mio things, and I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna drink some more water. And like, every now and then I'll throw a squirt in here, and I got like this wild Akaya berry, and I already bought it, so I can't let it go to waste. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a long month or 2 of drinking this nasty ass.
Man, I'm telling you, I got like 2 of those out there on the fridge right now, and I'm just like, I gotta get through them, I guess. I just don't.
Like, I force myself, because like, all I want to do right now is when I get off the podcast with you, I can just like open up DoorDash and just walk to the 3 restaurants that are within walking distance to where I live, and just go pick up food. But I have food that's in my fridge that I need to go eat. Trying to be a better person in society, I guess. But I'm helping people get paid, right? That's at the end of the day, that's the goal, getting people paid. So
Yep.
But all right, so couple more questions. All right, speed questions. Let's quickly go. Who is your main in Persona 4?
Teddy.
Why is it Teddy?
Because Teddy is a fun character. Like, he's kind of a brawler, but he's also kind of a little tricky kind of character. Like, he has the random items that he throws out. He has like his one of his specials, like once he goes into awakening mode, it's literally just a circus ball that he rides on and just speed blitzes you. It's great. Plus, like, half of his like victory screens are like him in a like he pops open his head and you know his human form. He has a dress on. He's just like power of love and all that stuff. He's a fun character. I like fun characters, and he was the one character that I just picked up immediately. So I'm just like, yeah, this is the one.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right,
This
so
is the guy.
Skullgirls. If you had to
Yes.
pick one more person to add to your team, who would it have been?
It probably would have been Annie. And I was debating Peacock, but I'm just like, I don't need that target on my back. Nah, I'm all right. I'm still trying to learn the game, and I don't need people like trying to like get me out early because I picked Peacock.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If there was someone on FGC TikTok currently that you would like to do a collab with for a video, who would you want to work with?
Oh man, I actually thought about it, but it's probably it'll either be RSpecs, CFX, or you actually.
Let me know what you want to do. I got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
Good stuff. All right. What is a dream fighting game that you want to see created?
Let's go. All right. So this concept of a game has lived in my head rent free ever since Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle came out or had been announced. I want a Ruby fighting game so bad.
Okay.
Oh my God, you show me that you can do it. Give me the Ruby fighting game right now.
Okay.
You can do it. Just you got Team Ruby, throw Team Juniper in there, Team Coffee, all of them, everybody. Give me all the Ruby characters. I want all the swords that are also guns in the game. Please give it here.
Okay. I agree with that. Ruby's a very popular choice. I think that's one of the most popular. Also, I love the show. Okay, you get to make your own major for fighting games. What are the 9 games you bring to your event?
Okay, well, Persona 4 Arena
Fun fact,
Ultimate,
this is a question that's going to be on TikTok very soon. So you can get a heads up. So we got 9 games.
Yeah, so Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, of course.
Okay.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Okay.
Bring Melee back.
Okay.
Strive, of course.
Okay. Oop.
Didn't
mean to do that.
Injustice 2.
Let's go. I'll be at your major now.
Yeah. Blaze Blue, Central Fiction.
Okay.
Skullgirls.
Okay.
Them's Fighting Herds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love that game. And then to cap it all off, just to throw like a wild card in there, and I just kind of want to see this game get more play. Mobile Suit Gundam, Maxi Boost on. I can't say the whole name of it, but yeah,
you
Maxi
said it
Boost,
perfect.
yeah.
Maxi Boost on is actually what it is.
Yeah.
So have you played that?
Yes.
You're like the first person who has. I've played it too. What do you think? Like, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate it, but it seems more like of a what's the word? Like a tracking game. It's like almost like an arena fighter, and I felt like I was essentially playing like a hack and slash, but shooting instead of like that's what I felt like while I was playing it.
Yes, it's because it's very much an arcade game that they just ported to consoles.
Okay.
Because I do MomoCon, like I'm actually doing MomoCon next week.
Yep. A lot of people are going to that.
Yeah. They have the arcade cabinets for those all the time at MomoCon, and I love that game so much because it's fun. It's competitive enough that people can just kind of get into it. It's easy enough to get into, but that skill ceiling is so high. Because you gotta. It's basically just trying to. It's neutral all the time. In that game, it's neutral all the time. Like you got to figure out the spacing for this missile or your guns, or like if you're playing Shining Gundam for whatever reason, you have to get in their face and punch them. Stuff like that. It's always something that you have to take into account in that game. That I can appreciate. I really can appreciate it because it's something that you kind of have to think about at all times.
I didn't get to play that competitively, but when I was playing, I felt there was something really like you can feel the fighting game-esque nature to it. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing when I was like playing like Windjammers for the first time. I'm like, okay, I get why people I get why this is there. Same thing with Lethal League. Like you can just tell while you're playing a game, like, you know what? I understand why people play this competitively because there's a lot more to it than just like what people think it is. That's a solid list. That's actually not far off from some of the games I would have. Which yeah. So be prepared to. You may want. Do you remember what you just said? Do you remember all 9?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So because you're gonna have to answer that question for me in a couple days when I post it online.
Yeah.
Monday night, you better be ready.
something might change in there because like my top list changes like all the time.
Yeah.
It changes like as much as I change underwear, you know.
Yeah,
it's just
like I'm all about indie games, right? So like and I think the indie fighting game scene gets super underrepresented. Like the Skullgirls is the only one. Them's Hurts kind of falls in that too, but they get so little credit. And like that is like a personal goal of mine. I want like indie fighting games to be noticed more, and that's actually like a personal goal of mine too.
When 5 Force Fighter comes out, man, I am all over that game, dude. I can't
it's
wait.
A tournament I'm running. I'm letting you know.
I can't wait.
I am quite close with the Kaizen Creed crew. I can tell you that much. That game is gonna be fire.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm just counting the days until it just shows up on Steam, and I'm just like,
it's you can I don't know if you haven't already. Make sure you wish list these games.
Oh yeah, no, I did. Oh,
and I think I'm gonna make a post in the FGC TikTok group. If you guys haven't already, it helps those indie developers. And that's something that people don't know for indie developers. Any indie game, if you want it, you see it at like some trailer, make sure it's on the wish list.
Wish list that thing.
That helps them so much because it like gives them an idea of it shows Steam how much they should push it ahead of time. And dude, it would mean the world to those creators. But we are at 56 minutes already, dude. This is a great conversation. Thank you so much for coming here. First off, before I ask my final question, please let everyone know where they can find you.
Okay, yeah. You can find me everywhere at HeroicHat except for like Instagram, which is going to be HeroicHat Man. Yeah, I'm on Twitch mostly, TikTok of course. I'm building my YouTube channel back up, so that's not going to be ready for at least a little while longer. But I'll be HeroicHat there as well. Yeah, everything that you can think of, I'm probably on it, and it's probably HeroicHat. Especially Twitter, man. Just follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm at mostly if I'm not on TikTok.
Good stuff. Sounds good. Make sure everyone follows him immediately. Now, how I like to finish this up is answering a very simple question: what does the fighting game community mean to you?
It's something that just, I don't know, it scratches that itch, you know, like I can't get the kind of camaraderie I get from the FGC from like my other like friends, you know. There's a feeling of community that I don't get anywhere else, you know, because everybody just wants to play the fighting games, right? Like if I started picking Tekken back up right now, I can get washed in Tekken right now, and then somebody will tell me exactly how to beat them, you know, because they want more people to play Tekken, or you know, if somebody plays Persona 4 Arena Ultimax with me and I wash them, I'm gonna tell them exactly how to beat me because I want you to keep playing this game because I want more people to play with. So like, I feel like it's just that continuous cycle of I want somebody to play this game with me. I'm going to show them how to play this game, or I'm just going to like keep calling people out so they can play this game with me because I just want to play it, you know?
Okay.
So,
that's an awesome answer.
Yeah. I just want people to play fighting games with me. I don't care what fighting games you play. I just care that you play fighting games.
All right, we're going to load up Injustice 2 right now. Well, let's go. But HeroicHat, David, thank you so much for joining me today. And guys, make sure you're following him. Make sure you follow HeroicHat on all social media platforms that he mentioned. For those who don't know, I stream on Twitch every Sunday and Tuesday. Come and hang out. I also have an FGC TikTok account you totally should be following. If you like the video today, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My name is Phil, and of course, I'll talk to you guys soon.